Hi, my name is John Ingates. I'm the CTO at Rackspace, and I want to thank you for joining us today at Techstars Cloud Demo Day. This is the first time Demo Day has been live streamed, and we're proud at Rackspace to be sponsoring this so that you can all join us. The companies that you're going to be hearing from today at Techstars Cloud Demo Day are typically small startups. They're just getting started. They're trying to get ready for the next wave of their growth, and they're trying to build all the new capabilities and features into their product they can. At the same time, they're trying to get the platforms ready, the infrastructure ready for that day where they experience tremendous growth. The complicated part is that many of these companies don't have all the experience or the expertise to do that. That's what Rackspace does best. That's what we've been doing for 16 years as a company. We've been working with startups ever since we were a startup way back in 1998. Rackspace today is supporting infrastructure in a number of different ways. We support our own infrastructure here at Rackspace, but we also extend our fanatical support into Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure so that customers can use whatever infrastructure makes sense for their business. Rackspace is very excited to be a part of this today. I'm personally very excited to be a part of Techstars Cloud. I'm an investor and a mentor to many of these companies.
Hello, San Antonio. You guys excited to see some great companies? I am too. So I'm one of the co-founders and managing partners at Techstars. We've been doing this for almost 10 years now. I live in Boulder, Colorado, and I've been privileged to witness the rise of entrepreneurship worldwide. And I'm really excited to be here in San Antonio to see how much progress you've been making. It's really been incredible over the past few years as you've run these programs to see how the community has come together and supported each other and the companies going through the program. That's very much what we're all about at Techstars. We want to build a global ecosystem that helps entrepreneurs throughout their lifelong journey. We do that not only during the accelerator phase, which is what we're here to celebrate here today, but earlier in the entrepreneurial journey through Startup Weekends, Startup Week, and other programs that are run in 1,000 different locations, 1,500 different locations in 130 different countries around the world. More than Starbucks, somebody told me. And it's really exciting to watch the entrepreneurs and see all the great companies sort of evolve along this journey. The companies here that you're going to see today have made incredible progress and are doing great things. Today is Demo Day, and it's the culmination of the program, but it's not the end of the journey. We know from experience that the companies that come through Techstars then go on to raise on average over $1.5 million over the course of their journey. They've raised over $2 billion in aggregate as they continue to grow their businesses, and the valuation of the 700 or so companies that have been through the program is now well over $5 billion. So great success in the making. But it all begins with the presentation here today. So without further ado, I'm going to ask Blake to come back out and introduce some of the companies. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, David. Thank you. I love you guys too. So before we go any further, I want to take a quick moment to point out the URL that's on the screen behind me. If you go to demoday.techstars.com on your mobile device and click on Cloud 2016 Winter, you'll be taken to a small web app that has all the contact information and all the details about all the companies and the founders that you're going to be seeing today. For those investors in the audience, if you're interested in connecting with any of these companies after today, you can simply click Connect, put your contact information in that app once, and then every company that you're interested in getting connected with, you can just click that button, and the system will send an email to that company with your contact information, and those companies will be following up in the next couple of days to set up a time to talk more. So I'm really excited to announce the 11 companies that are taking part in this year's program. They hail from 4 different countries, representing 8 different cities. They've been here in San Antonio over the past 3.5 months, focused on accelerating their business, refining their pitches, and working with some of the best mentors in the local community. So without further ado, let's bring them out. First up, we have Help Social from San Antonio, Texas. Next up, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, we have Ilos. With founders from all over the country relocating to Austin, we have Popoli. Another company founded up the road in Austin, we have Whoboard. Whoboard. Our first team that made the journey from the other side of the pond, from Dublin, Ireland, we have Jumble. From the home of Disney World, Orlando, Florida, we have Switchboard. Our next international team from Marbella, Spain, we have Comica. Our next team from the live music capital of Texas, Austin, we have Clips. Our final international company from Taipei, Taiwan, we've got UX Testing. Our last hometown company, we've got Sage Hero. And last but certainly not least, from Atlanta, Georgia, we've got Haste. Ladies and gentlemen, the companies of Techstars Cloud 2016. All right. All right. Now that we have everybody out here, we've got a couple people that we need to thank because we wouldn't have made it this far on this journey without the help of a lot of people out in the audience. To start with, I'd like to thank Techstars as global sponsors. We've got an amazing group of global sponsors that provide mentoring and a bunch of perks to all the companies that are going through a Techstars program. In no particular order, we've got AWS, Cooley, American Airlines, Microsoft, Rackspace, SendGrid, SVB, SoftLayer, Sprint, DigitalOcean, and Google Cloud Platform. Thank you to our global sponsors. All right. Next up, we've got some local sponsors and some Demo Day supporters. So Alamo Beer has been making sure that we haven't gotten thirsty over the past 3 months. So thank you, Alamo Beer. And AWS, Geekdom, Rackspace, and SendGrid are all helping to make today possible. Thank you, guys. A big part of what makes the Techstars experience special is the mentors. And we're really lucky to have an awesome roster of mentors who embody the principle of give first and spend time working, mentoring, coaching these companies through the program. So for all the mentors in the audience and for those of you that weren't able to make it today, we want to say thank you for all the time that you've given to these companies. This year, we also had 2 entrepreneurs in residence. They're not up here on stage with us, but I wanted to say thank you to Kayla Safori and Luke Owen. Thank you very much for all the time you spent working with these companies this year. Our 2 associates this year were John Spear and Stephanie Riera. Thank you, guys. And of course, my program manager who kept all of us organized over the past 3 months and is responsible for pretty much everything that's going on today, Kara Gomez. Thank you, Kara. Finally, going through a program like this is very demanding. We're asking founders to move from their hometown, come to San Antonio, spend 3 months with us, or even if they live here, we're asking them to spend an inordinate amount of time working on their companies. That takes a big toll on their family, their loved ones, and their friends. So for all the friends, family, and loved ones out in the audience, especially my wife, I want to thank you for giving up your time with us so that way we could work on building these amazing companies. Thank you. All right. Now let's get to what you're here for, the pitches. All right. Right. Thanks, guys. Good luck. All right, nail it.
All right, I get to kick this off. I'm Don Douglas. I am a, thank you. Appreciate that local support. I am a founder myself. I've been an investor and an active mentor in many of these companies over the years, and it's really a pleasure today to get a chance to introduce one of them. I get the chance to introduce Help Social. I first met these guys a couple of years ago and immediately bonded with one of the founders, Matt Wilbanks. He was working on something that really resonated with my background. I have a background in the channel and around telecommunications and networks, and so when he told me what his vision was to really try to leverage social media with corporations that really hadn't got it yet, I thought, wow, there's something really there. And as they've worked on this, I've seen this team make tremendous strides. If you look at today, contact centers and call centers, they have a real problem. Social media has passed them by. Well, Help Social lets them leap back into the present and also into the future using their open API to really catch up with the times and get to where customers really want to interact with companies in quick, efficient ways. Let's hear what they have to say. Please welcome my friend Matt Wilbanks to the stage.
Not just anybody, you know I need someone.
San Antonio. My name is Matt Wilbanks. I am the CEO and co-founder of a local, homegrown, San Antonio-based startup called Help Social. And we're here to help because large consumer brands are facing a crisis with customer service. The way that customers interact with brands is evolving quickly, and customer service platforms haven't kept up. We live in an on-demand, mobile world where businesses no longer decide how or where they're going to interact with their customers. Social media in particular has become a primary method of communication, and it's given customers unprecedented control over the conversation. They now have this giant public megaphone where they can share a good experience with a product, or they can bash a brand after a bad experience. At Help Social, the product we've built not only helps customers, not only helps these corporations with the challenges of supporting social media today, but more importantly, it allows them to keep up with the demands of social media as it continues on into the future in a way that just wasn't possible before. So my co-founder and I used to work at Rackspace. We experienced these same problems there. And when we couldn't find a tool to help, we built one ourselves. Here's how it works. Rackspace gets a tweet from a customer that's restoring server data. Customer information is added to show who the person is, along with other relevant details that can be pulled in from their CRM or other internal systems. Now, because this information is added in automatically, right when the tweet comes in, Rackspace's social media team doesn't have to waste time figuring out who this person is or why the tweet might need extra attention. They can reply quickly, and they can focus on delivering a quality experience that creates a promoter for their brand. Now, while our early customers like Rackspace were happy with the web and mobile apps, this still left a big problem for the enterprises that deliver customer service through these large contact centers. They don't support social media. Well, now, because of the unique way we've designed our integration technology, we can take a social comment and we can combine all the customer information and all the features needed to help that customer. And we can send it into the contact center tool in a way that allows the system to route it just like a phone call. This has never been done before. In the contact center space, there are about 110 software companies that outfit nearly every enterprise contact center across the globe. Our integration technology gives us the capability to license our features for these companies for resale. And in the short time that we've been focused on this space, of the 110 companies in the market, we already have 8 of the largest going through a process of integration. In fact, our number one, our most recent reseller, the largest reseller, is the leader of the market. Their CEO says social customer service is crucial. He calls Help Social a vital component. And as I'm standing on this stage today, InContact is rolling this out to their customers right now. The social media piece of this market is estimated to be worth more than $5 billion by the end of 2020. Now, as huge as that is, what's happening here is much, much bigger. See, right now, multiple generations of consumers are replacing the phone and customer service in favor of other channels like social media. These contact center companies are worried. We're displacing nearly a quarter of their market in just 5 years. But with Help Social integrated, we give them a fast shortcut to advance their systems forward so that they can continue growing with their customers. Our experience and the product that's come out of it is very literally saving the future of these businesses. That's why this is such a big deal. That's why they're choosing Help Social. Today, we're a team of 5 doing all this, but we're in the process of scaling our operation now.
I'm Sean, co-founder of Ilos, and Ilos is video in the workplace. Now you might be thinking, isn't video already in the workplace? Just as our customers will tell you, there are areas in your business that could be using video, that should be using video, but aren't. Areas like support, where support reps are giving these long-winded answers to our customers. Areas like sales, where salespeople and their prospects need to be online at the same time just to do a demo. And areas like training, where when our people ask for help on the job, we're giving them 80-page PDFs. And these are just a few. So why isn't video in the areas of our business that it can help the most? The current process of video is fragmented. You use one app to record, a different app to edit, a third app to share. This takes a long time and creates content management issues downstream. Now, if you aren't using traditional video tools, you're getting on a video web conference where you and your participants need to play a scheduling game just to try to get some time. What Ilos does is it takes the process of traditional video creation and condenses it into one step. So you can easily create, instantly share, while having all your content in one spot. Ilos does all of this on your time, avoiding the scheduling game. Let's take a look at how some of our customers are using the app today. This is Workfront. Workfront has 27 customer support reps. They use Ilos to create help center content, to answer customer tickets, or even just to log bugs and get them to their developers. On their first 30 days in the app, Workfront made over 1,000 videos on Ilos. How? Getting started with Ilos is simple. You just hit record. You're now capturing everything on your screen, as well as your voice. When you're finished, you hit stop, and your video is already available online. One thing is clear. When you make video this simple, people use it. These are some of our current customers on the app as of today. Let's take a look at some of our traction. When we started bringing in revenues back in April, we were just over $1,000 a month. I'm happy to report that as of yesterday, that number has crossed the $20,000 mark. And it's just the beginning. Why? Customers like the product. Brian Waters at Computer Associates was blown away by our collaborative abilities. Greg Lovell at Canon said, why would I spend an hour typing things out when I could document it with a quick video? And John Ketcher at Workfront said our customers love getting visual walkthroughs on iLos. So why do users like these keep coming back? At our core, iLos is a storage and hosting business. This makes us incredibly sticky. Users come back to manage their content from one central spot, to enable integrations with iLos and the other apps that are a part of their workflow, or even just to change their security settings around a video. Historically, we've had 2.7% of annual churn. That's it. Now that we know a little bit more about the product, who's the team behind this business? There's Nick, our CEO and product visionary, Peter, our head of engineering, and myself doing business development and partnerships. But iLos is more than the three of us. We've managed to recruit some of the best developers, designers, and salespeople who all share our vision. So the next time you find yourself writing out that long-winded response, just remember, you could have been done already with iLos.
I got to make sure I find the X, otherwise, they don't give you any Techstars t-shirts. So, hey, thanks so much for being here. I am excited to introduce the next team to you. What makes them so special to me is I've held the CEO title in different companies for 13 years, and every time we had to make a lot of guesses when we were trying to figure out where to take the business, and it was all because we couldn't make sense of the data that we had. We couldn't really dig in and understand exactly what the market was telling us to do. And when I first got to meet the next team, I was so excited because I was like, oh, wow, this could change my life, and it could change the lives of tons of other people that are involved in business as well. So I'm going to let them tell you just how exciting it is. So please help me welcome to the stage Jonathan Morgan, CEO of Populi.
I'm Jonathan, co-founder and CEO of Populi. Now, we're a data company, and I'm a data scientist, so I feel like it's cool to let you guys in on a little secret. This whole data revolution that we've heard a lot about is bullshit. Now, you know what I'm saying. I mean, for real, though, some companies really are data-driven. They are living the dream, and they are having a blast. But in most organizations, the knowledge from all that data that nerds like me have been collecting and indexing and Hadooping, it's trapped with the analytics team or with executives who can pay $100 grand a year for a dashboard that frankly is too expensive for anybody else to look at. And when you have this type of insight inequality, you divide your organization into data haves and data have-nots. But Populi is for the people. We believe everyone in your organization can make data-driven decisions. But unless your company's comprised totally of data scientists, the technologies of yesterday just aren't going to cut it. That's why we automatically discover what's interesting in your data. So you can just browse for the answers you need, like you browse for movies on iTunes. Let's say that you work at a digital agency. You're putting together a campaign for an independent movie studio. First step, figure out what type of movie does well at the box office. Now, you could go through this data by hand, or you could just pop it into Populi. We'll make some predictions about the type of information that's in your data. This lets us build a massive possibility space of all the potential insights. And if you know that you're just trying to figure out which movie made the most money, you can drill in to find what you need. Or you can rely on our novelty detection algorithms to help you figure out what might be interesting to you. Now, in this case, we discovered that a movie's gross revenue is not necessarily tied to its quality, at least as indicated by its Rotten Tomatoes score. Maybe this is amplified if you're making creepy vampire romance movies for teenagers. But the point is that Populi is fundamentally changing the way that we interact with data. We want understanding your data to be as simple as typing a message into Slack. Thank you. I'm a big Slack user myself. So we've been doing this for about 2 weeks. And in that time, 1,100 people have registered to use the application. And every day, 20% of those users log in to explore their data with Populi. So we know sales operations, customer support, digital marketers, they love Populi. But what we're more excited about is we've had more inbound requests than we can handle from companies who want to show the value of their data to their customers using Populi. And this should be no surprise. In 2016 alone, 62% of companies plan on purchasing just this type of embedded analytics. And Gartner predicts that by 2020, US enterprises using embedded analytics will save $60 billion. And what's awesome is that the decision maker for this type of purchase is engineering leadership. And geeks, that's our people. We've been building software and working with data for a decade. My co-founder and our chief growth officer, Vidya, she was a presidential innovation fellow for open data with the Obama administration. She co-founded DMV.org and grew that site to 110 million users. Chris, our chief science officer, got his PhD in quantitative political science. He's also a top 100 data science influencer on Twitter. Now, I'm pretty much just good at picking co-founders, you guys. But I've also been a CTO, and I was a data science advisor to the White House. So, if you believe in empowering the data have-nots of the world, we'd love to talk to you. Because remember, we're your data nerds, and you're our Populi-people. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jason Strawn. I'm the CEO of Grok Interactive. I'm also a co-founder of CodeUp. I've been writing code professionally for over 20 years. During that time, there have been countless innovations that have improved this sector, but the greatest of those improvements have come from the tools that we use every day. Companies like Stripe and GitHub, they owe their success to the development community. You see, it wasn't management teams that were tasking devs to use these products. Rather, it was the developers knocking down leadership's door and demanding access to these tools. The first time I met HooBoard, I knew that these guys had built something that developers were going to love. Just like Stripe and GitHub, they were going to succeed by winning the hearts and minds of developers everywhere. Not only are these guys building something incredible, they're an amazing team that has the passion, the skills, and the vision for success. So it's been a pleasure for me to work with them over the last 3 months, and I'm super excited to introduce them to you now. Ladies and gentlemen, this is HooBoard.
Hi, I'm Ryan Rao, a developer and the CEO of HooBoard. And over the past 10 years, I've worked on a lot of software teams, and I've built a lot of software. And in that time, my experience has taught me one universal truth about software developers. We all suck at estimating delivery dates. I mean, like Shaquille O'Neal trying to shoot a free throw suck at estimating software dates. And we're not getting any better at it. Despite the pizza planning parties and the complex tools, we're still not delivering software on time or within budget. And it's because our approach is fundamentally flawed. Software developers want to be writing code. They don't want to be estimating points or updating statuses in complex tools. So fortunately, I knew there was a better way, so I built WhoBoard, a simple way for organizations to track what their developers are working on. By building it on top of the tools that developers already love and trust, like GitHub, we can give businesses the insight they need while keeping their developers happy and productive. So why GitHub? Today, there are over 12 million developers working on over 31 million projects, and that's growing. Developers love GitHub, and so do we. But GitHub alone is not enough. As I transitioned from a developer to the CEO, I quickly realized the immense business value you can gain by understanding what your development team is working on. I don't have to send emails, nag people on Slack, or hold daily stand-up meetings to understand what's going on. I can use WhoBoard and get out of their way and let them do what they do best, code. When using WhoBoard, if I've uncovered a pressing customer's issue, I drag that card to the next column and I get on with my day. Later, I can come back and see my co-founder, Ricky, has started working on the issue. I can open the card. I can see commits, screenshots. And because WhoBoard's data is exactly the same as GitHub's data, Ricky doesn't even have to use WhoBoard to keep it up to date. The system does it for him. And we both win. Check it out. Ricky just finished that feature and deployed it to production. I can call my customers and let them know that we've taken care of the issue. And that's it. No meetings, no emails, just happy developers and informed managers. Within 6 months of launching this service, we had over 250 paying customers. Shortly after that, large enterprises demanded that we give them a version that would work behind the firewall. Today, development teams at companies like Microsoft, Mozilla, Adobe, and hundreds more are all using WhoBoard. Without spending a dollar on marketing, we've built this business to over $11,000 in monthly recurring revenue. And we're just getting started. In the future, we can cover in more data about how your developers are working. We can centralize and aggregate data that's in a variety of other tools and provide a development process that's 100% transparent. And give your managers the ability to make informed decisions based on empirical data rather than wild-ass guesses. We are WhoBoard. Come find us in these purple shirts. Let's build it together.
Hey, everybody. I'm Sheridan Chambers, co-founder of Denim Group. We build and secure custom software. Every single day, I see credit cards, social security numbers, and personal medical information sent via email. As a matter of fact, I've probably done all of those things this week. When I first met the team from Jumble, I was really excited. I was excited to use their product, and I was hopeful that I could recommend it to my customers too. This team is passionate about security, but they're also passionate about making security easy for you and for me. Please help me welcome Fiona Kelly, COO and co-founder of Jumble.
Hi, I'm Fiona, co-founder and COO of Jumble. It's a powerful tool. It's easy to use, it's ubiquitous, it's asynchronous. Today, businesses send over 118 billion emails every single day, a number that's expected to grow to 130 billion by the end of next year. But what happens when you need to send sensitive data by email? Or even worse, when your email account is hacked and compromised, like these guys? Encryption is the solution. By encrypting each individual email, you can ensure that only the intended recipients can access that sensitive data. And you can also make sure your emails are protected in the event that the account is hacked and compromised. Unfortunately, unless you're like my co-founder Gavin and have a master's in cryptography, encryption solutions today are almost impossible to use. This is the problem we solve at Jumble. We make it incredibly easy to send and receive encrypted emails. Once our users sign up for our service, we integrate directly inside their existing email account, so they can send secure encrypted emails at the click of one single button. And they can do that inside Gmail, Outlook, and even their mobile device. Emails are decrypted automatically, and for those that don't have our software installed, they can access that sensitive data via our simple web interface. See, the shift to the cloud, to cloud-based email solutions by everybody, from small SMBs to large publicly listed companies, has made, along with the proliferation of individuals using their own personal mobile devices to access work email data, has made email an increasingly vulnerable target. Fortunately, that same technology shift has allowed a simple-to-use encryption solution like Jumble possible. And most businesses understand that unsecure email is a serious business risk. Last year, they spent $1.5 billion on email encryption solutions alone, a number that's expected to jump to $4.2 billion by the year 2020. And we know that our solution is so much better than those ones out there already because our open rates are 8 times greater. Email compromises affect individuals and businesses. We give our software away for free to our personal users so that we can maximize our reach and exposure. And for our business customers, they can encrypt as many of the emails of their employees as they wish for $5 per user per month. And they do that without any large capital outlay whatsoever. The best part about our business, though, is that email is viral. Every new recipient of an encrypted email is an inbound lead for Jumble. Today, we have over 1,500 individual users and 400 company accounts in our beta. And in the future, we'll reach more customers by building out across more platforms and building more features, like the ability to truly revoke and expire your emails. So who are we and how do we know all about this encryption problem? As a former managing director in a large pharma testing company, Emmett knows firsthand the challenges in protecting IP. As a director in KPMG, I wasted hours of my day using those nasty secure portal systems to get access to my clients' data. And as security lead for the largest bank in Ireland, Gavin has first-hand knowledge in the challenges in encrypting data in a fast and usable manner. So we know all about encryption, and we know that true email encryption is incredibly hard. That's why we're making it easy. Drop us an email, and we'll show you how. Thank you.
Just wait for them to come out.
Already got fans. This is awesome. Shit, this is nice, huh? Hello. My name is Alan Price. I head up all the digital marketing efforts for Monster Energy around the world. I imagine, like the many mentors and investors out here, when you see something special in someone, you just realize that you want to stay in touch with them because at some point, they're going to be doing something cool and you're going to want to be a part of it. So that's the reason I'm here today and why I'm here to introduce your next speaker, because we did stay in touch. We carried on talking and we did end up using them. And Switchboard helped us live stream an event from Europe, and we managed to reach an even larger, more global and targeted audience than obviously we could have managed on our own. So lastly, normally, these sort of things, I like them super fast-paced and ridiculously high energy, but I really urge you to slow down this time and listen to what Rudy and his team are doing. And just, it's the thing that they're giving us as storytellers, the opportunity to reach more of our fans, through their company, Switchboard.
Get my geek on, get my geek on. Get my geek on, get my geek on. Get my geek on, get my geek.
Hey guys, my name is Rudy Ellis, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Switchboard. And we built the world's first live audience network for streaming. I'm not here to talk about another app like Meerkat or Periscope or even the next YouTube. I'm here to talk about an opportunity in the projected $100 billion market that these apps and platforms have created, something no one's tapped into until now. 2015 has already been called the start of a new live era. But as more apps, more platforms, more video channels come online, live audiences are becoming much more dispersed and fragmented, making it extremely difficult and expensive for brands and sponsors to reach viewers. See, this is where Switchboard comes in. We've developed the technology to power the world's first live audience network. What that means is content creators can now tap into an audience that's specifically tailored. Content creators can now tap into an audience directly tailored to the brands and sponsorships. See, the problem is, before Switchboard, a single live event can only be delivered to one channel at a single time at one moment. Content creators and producers had to rely on paid advertising and social media to cajole viewers into watching that single channel for a single moment or miss out on all the money and time that they spent. With Switchboard, a single live event can coexist across hundreds of separate channels, across multiple streaming platforms, live and in real time. To illustrate how effective this can be, here's some data from one of our clients, The Streamies, and their event. Here's some data from a client of ours, Dick Clark Productions, and their event, The Streamies, an award show for famous people on the internet. Despite best efforts to drive viewers to the show, traditional promotional efforts only delivered an estimated 77,000 viewers to the Streamies homepage. But in contrast, utilizing Switchboard's unique distribution strategy, we syndicated that same event across multiple high-volume channels and video platforms, delivering an additional 480,000 viewers with minimum effort. All in all, Switchboard outperformed traditional promotional efforts nearly 7-1, with an increased revenue for that event and directly translated into a higher sponsorship values and greater exposure for their brands. Best of all, we're just scratching the surface of what we can do here. Over the past 15 months, we've built nearly $90,000 across an array of enterprise clients, from Monster Energy to TEDx to the Pope's visit with Congress. Brands and organizations are realizing higher returns with Switchboard. Interesting tidbit before we move on. Techstars, in partnership with Rackspace, is currently using Switchboard to stream Demo Day across the entire Techstars network live as we speak. Hey, Mom. It doesn't stop there. We're constantly evolving the Switchboard's live audience network. Our current roadmap includes the development of a highly scalable, self-service online marketplace that will allow content creators direct access to live audiences specifically tailored to their budget and brand demographics. With Switchboard, I get an audience that's 10 times bigger and 10 times more targeted than I had in the past. And I get to charge a premium for sponsorships because I'm delivering that audience at scale. Our team is made up of some live video and software development experts, and we're working with some of the top minds in the live video sales and experiential marketing space. If you're excited as I am, know, as we are, that we've indeed entered into a live era, then it's clear that Switchboard is uniquely positioned to allow content creators everywhere tap into the full potential of the live experience. If you'd like to learn more, please visit our demo table in the back. My name is Rudy, and this is Switchboard, the world's first live audience for streaming. Thank you.
I want to take a minute to talk a little bit about some of the alumni that have been through the Techstars Cloud program. So not counting the 11 companies that you're meeting today, we've had 33 companies that have been through the Techstars Cloud program right here in San Antonio. That's worth applause, right? These are 33 companies that have come and spent time in San Antonio and built some roots here, even if they've gone on to locate their company in other cities. Combined, these 33 companies have raised over $150 million in outside capital so far. Thank you. Companies like Data Robot and Distill that have raised more than $30 million each. Companies like Cloudability and Keen that have each raised more than $15 million. And companies like our local favorite, Par Level, who's raised almost $5 million. The companies that graduated last year on this very stage have already closed some amazing seed rounds. BitFusion has closed $1.5 million in seed funding. Colonize, which is rebranded as Tenfold, has raised $1.3 million. And Vertkick, who you might remember as our Polish Cowboys, have now officially moved their families to San Antonio, and they've raised $1 million in seed funding. We're really proud of those guys. I mentioned earlier that mentors are a big part of what makes Techstars special. I want to take a minute to recognize a couple mentors that our teams nominated as the most engaged and most helpful mentors. There's 5 mentors that our teams nominated last year that you'll see behind me on this slide. These mentors, got engaged, really helped not just one team, but multiple teams, and we named our conference rooms this year after these mentors. So Robert Miggins, Dirk Elmendorf, Don Douglas, Ann Johnson, and Mike Troy, thank you guys for everything you do for Techstars. This year, we've polled our teams again, and we've got 5 more mentors that we want to recognize, and we'll have our conference rooms named after for this coming year. First up, we have a gentleman who needs really no introduction around here. He's been a long time part of the San Antonio startup ecosystem and a big supporter of the Techstars Cloud program since it's launched, Michael Girdley. Thank you, Michael, for all that you do. Next up, we've got, oh, yes, thank you. See, even I forget my lines sometimes. Next up, we've got a mentor that's not based here in San Antonio, but he managed to come down here multiple times to visit, and he came down and made the trip today. He really got engaged with the teams, not just in the program, but he continues to support these teams after the program as well. George Caritas, thank you for everything you do for Techstars. Our next mentor is a new mentor to the program this year, and she jumped in head first and really got involved with a couple of our international teams, helping them get acclimated to San Antonio and feel like home. Thank you, Magali Chicano. Next up, we've got a mentor that, despite the fact that he just took on a new role as CEO, managed to spend time with these companies, have us all over his house for a party, and from what I hear, he even taught a few of these guys some things on the basketball court. Thank you, Pat Matthews. And finally, despite the fact that he was tying up some loose ends in LA in the process of moving back to San Antonio while the program was going on, this next mentor was on the phone every week with these companies, helping them learn the black magic that is sales. Thank you, Dax Moreno. So once again, thank you to all the mentors for everything that you do with the program. Without this, Techstars would not be possible. So thank you once again. All right, let's get back to the next 5 pitches.
Hi, my name is Todd Morey, and I spent nearly 10 years in the cloud computing space. Today, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you the extremely talented co-founders of Pomica. I'm heartbroken that I can't be there in person, but a twist of fate has me in Spain currently with my work with the OpenStack Cloud software project, and I'm very close to where Pomica was started. So I'll be watching from a few time zones away, but with the same energy and enthusiasm that Pomica is going to bring to the stage for you today. I've seen so many cloud products and services, but the winners, the ones that rise to the top, are the ones that use advanced technology to perform complex tasks for you. Services that make things happen that until that moment seemed difficult or impossible. Services that seem to perform magic. Services like Pomica. So you are about to see the technology of Pomica and why we're so extremely excited about it. Through Techstars, I am so happy to have met these 2 visionaries, co-founders, and extremely good friends of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you David Ortega, CTO of Pomica.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I'm David, co-founder of Pomica. You know, shopping has always been a visual experience. Catalogs and magazines inspire you with photographs of models, and every single store uses mannequins to display their wares. But online, you have to exactly know what you're looking for before you go shopping. It's hard to be inspired. I mean, it's really hard to be inspired. Fortunately, services like Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook have communities of millions of users sharing images, sharing inspiration. But when you find something in those images that you, like a dress, a jacket, a nice pair of shoes, that you are really sad about, you have no idea where to go to purchase them. I mean, you could do a Google search or maybe Amazon, but chances are that you will never find the product that excites you at the first place. Entire forums are dedicated to manually identify products inside images. A huge task that really pays off. Until now, Pomica turns images into inspirational online shopping experiences. We find the exact product that inside the images that you love, and we can even recommend you other products with a similar look. And we have to deal with bad quality images, missing portion of the product, and natural deformations. Factors that make matching products photographed in a natural setting to the one in the shops extremely difficult. So how do we do this? Magic. No. just image recognition. Our proprietary image recognition solution that we call Deep DNA. Deep DNA is a technology hundreds of times smaller and thousands of times faster than current deep learning technologies. Deep DNA has information about concepts, colors, textures, materials. It's like a real genome that can be compared against other genomes. Deep DNA merges and sanitizes products into a huge catalog composed by millions of them. That's a small portion of our furniture catalog. The speed and accuracy of deep DNA is the only way you can build and search a catalog like this one. E-commerce is a multi-trillion market, and it is growing. Fashion and home design, the industries that we are working on today, are about the 24% of sales, or more than 380 billion last year. We are starting by integrating our technology with Instagram, a social network with more than 400 million monthly active users. Today, these users inspire each other with amazing outfits, with stunning home designs. And Pomica allows anyone to take these images and start shopping. By just leaving a comment with the hashtag Pomica, we will send the users information about the products in the images. But influencers, also a critical target for Pomica, can create a link to a micro e-commerce site with product listings for every single image they post. Miguel and I have a lot of experience in the retail sector. And we know that how we are going to make money. Every time we drive a user to the final shop, we have a commission on their purchases. And as I said, we have a lot of experience in the retail sector, having sold technology to top retail companies in Spain. But we are also part of the team that found Andalucía Lab, one of the top governmental research centers in Spain, backed by 8 universities. Oh, she's Marie-Jo, by the way. Big round of applause for her. Thank you. So now, every time that you want to find something that inspires you, right here, okay, right, inspire you, like an occasional dress, or maybe something ideal for a party. Or maybe as a special occasion. No, not yet. Use Pomica. You know what? We do magic.
Hi, I'm Cody Sims. It's awesome to be in San Antonio. I was actually born here, and today is, I think it's my first time back in almost 20 years. Yeah, right? I could make a really bad remembering the Alamo joke, but I just did. So I'm now with Techstars in Los Angeles, and I've had the opportunity to see hundreds, if not thousands, of media products over the last few years. Clip is special. The founders, Jordan and Tyson, they're laser focused on solving problems for the one customer that really matters in this space, the creator. Because if you get the creator, they'll bring their audiences. And this has proven true time and time and time again in all sorts of new innovations in this space over the last 15 or so years. And it's exactly what's happening now at Clip. So with that, I'm going to bring out Jordan, the CEO, and we'll learn a lot more about it. Thanks.
Thanks, Cody. Thanks, Zach. Hi, I'm Jordan, CEO and co-founder of Clip. And I'm going to show you how over the past 18 months, we've grown 826% from 120,000 to over 1 million monthly users, making it one of the fastest growing media platforms on the planet and attracting high-profile users like Eric Clapton. Clip is a simple way to collaborate on and share audio. We built it to solve problems that musicians face every single day. And we know, because as musicians ourselves, we experienced this pain firsthand. Let me show you how it works. This is Trey, aka DJ Wobbs, as he likes to be called, and he's working on a new track. But just like a creator in any field, he sometimes hits a roadblock. To move forward, he decided to get some feedback. With Clip, solving this problem is drop dead simple. Or more accurately, it's drag and drop simple. He can take the short link that's generated and share it directly with his producer friends. He can also take that same link and share it on the social web for broader feedback. Clip takes music creation from an isolated process to a world of iteration, experimentation, and feedback. According to research published by the National Association of Music Merchants, there are over 62 million amateur musicians in the US today, and over 1 million of them have already discovered Clip. Whether they're a weekend warrior playing in a band with friends or a sound engineer in the studio, they all feel the pain of not having the right tools that they need to collaborate. We started with amateur musicians so we could get quick feedback and develop a loyal user base. We're excited to share that by the end of Q2 this year, we'll be launching a pro plan that for $9 a month will give these creators more of the tools and features that they need to be better collaborators and better musicians. Features like high-quality audio file preservation, larger upload sizes, and advanced listen metrics. But it turns out, communication is not just a problem for musicians. Studios, producers, and sound engineers all feel the pain of not having the proper tools that they need to collaborate. In fact, in 2016, there are studios that are still sending tracks back and forth as email attachments, or they're trying to at least. And even worse, some are mailing physical CDs. That's why, for the more than 100,000 professional producers and sound engineers out there, we're launching a separate studio plan that will give these guys the sophisticated features that they need, like lossless audio streaming, high-quality uploads and downloads, and secure IP-based privacy. Before we wrap up, let's go back and meet the band. Oh, no, let's not meet the band yet. We have talked to hundreds of people in the Clip community, and they've confirmed that we are on the right track. Here's what a few of them had to say. It's my go-to to share song ideas with my friends and label. I love the ease of use. There's no BS. I work in the industry, and there's no simpler way to share previews than this. Now, we're going to go backstage and meet the band. I'm Jordan Patapoff, lead guitarist and CEO. And this is Tyson. He's the drummer and overseer of all things product. Media platforms that have taken a creator-first approach have become some of the most iconic growth companies of our generation. In the past 18 months, we've bootstrapped Clip into a community of more than 1 million people. But that's just the beginning. And the future's looking very exciting, and we're getting there fast. This is Clip. We'll be signing autographs backstage after the show. Thank you.
Well, hello to you too. And should I say in Mandarin, ni hao. My name is Nick Longo, and I'm the former Director of Strategic Initiatives at Rackspace, the founder of Coffee Cup Software, one of the first HTML editors in the world, and yes, I am the co-founder of Geekdom. And thank you to all the Geekdom members that support the Techstars teams every year. You guys are awesome. Since 1996, I developed over 35 pieces of software and learned the wrong way to do user experience testing. We released software to the public to see what they would yell at us about, and then we'd fix broken or missing features on the fly. Not the right way. There had to be a better way. Who knew it would take a team all the way from Taiwan who traveled over 8,000 miles to San Antonio to show me? I was amazed how they took UX testing and added some awesome features. I'm not the only one that's amazed. They already have 1,000 upvotes at Product Hunt from people just like us, too. The co-founders, Ulrich, David, and Rex, and all the team members have been the best guys to work with. And I can't wait for you to hear more about Shiyongjae Jin Tashi, user experience testing. Now, please welcome Aldridge, the co-founder and CEO of UX Testing.
Hi, I'm Aldrich, CEO and co-founder of UX Testing. This is a picture of someone conducting a user experience test. There are cameras, monitors, and a creepy observer sitting behind a one-way mirror. This is another picture of a user experience test. More equipment, more cameras, and another creepy observer. And then we have this, a user experience testing conducted in a natural setting with no creepy observer. You see, here at UX Testing, we believe that every company should be focused on improving their user experience. But that means the testing must be easy to conduct, and it cannot require a room full of equipment. Today, user experience testing is simply too much work. It's very expensive, it takes months to conduct, and it is hard to get actionable data from your research. However, there's a new solution, UX testing. Simple to use and simple on your wallet. It's very simple to integrate with just 3 lines of code. After integrating, you can easily deploy to your testers anywhere in the comfort of their own natural environment. You can record user reactions to catch all their facial expressions, comments, and touch points. UX testing provides heat maps to help you to see where users touch. We also provide a user flow chart showing your users' navigation within your app. Our platform is collaborative. We allow you to make comments about specific moments and share them easily with your team. As the only and first user experience testing service to use emotion detection technology, we help you to understand when your users are happy, confused, or anything in between. Currently, there are over 300 apps using UX testing to improve their user experience. Furthermore, there are over 6,000 user videos that have been uploaded. Most of this success comes from our relationships with digital agencies and enterprises. We launched in Taiwan last May, where we signed our paying customer. And now, we are fortunate to be in the United States, partnering with companies like OpenStack, Airstrip, and Swap. Our roadmap is to provide cross-screen testing service, making sure your users have the best user experience possible. There are 8 creative and experienced members on our team. Our CTO, Rex, is a veteran of front-end developer. He has years of experience studying how users interact with software. Our COO, David, is a serial entrepreneur that has launched 5 successful apps, giving him a deep understanding of how the app should look and feel. And me, I have practical experience in business development and partnerships. So if you believe, like we do, that every company can benefit from understanding how your users feel, let's talk. We are experienced in experience. Thank you.
Hello, San Antonio startup community. My name is Richie Valadez. I'm the Director of Global Talent Development at Rackspace. I'm a proud member of the Open Cloud Academy team, and most importantly, a training superhero. Now, I've been at Rackspace for 9 years, and on that journey, my team and I have had the privilege of training thousands of Rackers across the globe, and we've also experienced the pain points associated with that. So the reason I say I'm a training superhero is because if you boiled my team's mission down, we're simply trying to save our employees from boring, ineffective training. When Rackspace hires a new employee, our #1 priority is quickly ramping up these Rackers with the skills and competencies necessary to provide fanatical support. We traditionally rely on formal training, shadowing, and videos to accomplish this. But as a leader in the L&D world, we're always pushing the envelope and looking for new and innovative ways to shorten that time frame, improve the experience, and do this at scale globally around the clock. So when I met Sammy and Eric, I was thrilled to find out there was another group of guys equally as passionate about learning and the learner experience as me and my team were. I was also pleased to find out we weren't the only ones trying to save the world from bad training. So please help me welcome the co-founder of Sage Hero and fellow training superhero, Eric Larson.
Thank you, Richie. Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Larson, co-founder and CEO of Sage Hero, a training platform that provides real-time and personalized guidance to the user. To start, let me tell you a little story about Jack and Diane, 2 tech company employees growing up in enterprise land. You see, Jack was going to be an engineering star. Diane, the manager, she just wanted to lift her team's training bar. Unfortunately, Jack struggles to learn his company's platform. He gets bored and frustrated in a dynamic where he has to watch training videos in a classroom. He also struggles because the training manager can't give him real one-on-one guidance. Diane has her own set of problems. She lacks the time to create and maintain custom training courses. She also doesn't have the data to actually track and see how her team is performing in that training dynamic. Unfortunately, this story is not new. Enterprise companies everywhere are struggling to match demand for technically trained personnel. This is a huge scale problem that costs billions of dollars in productivity, adversely affects employee morale, and the company bottom line. Well, here's where Sage Hero and our platform dramatically change that process. To start, our drag-and-drop course builder called Lab Studio allows companies to mirror their live production environment into a course. This saves training managers weeks of time in building and maintaining courses. Also, as the user sits down to take a Sage Hero course, they're immersed in a virtualized real-world environment that makes learning new and updated technologies simple. It's also self-paced, and they can always roll back the course back in time whenever they need. All the while, our virtual trainer is actually learning with the user as they go through the course, helping them quickly fix mistakes in real time. This is much better than a teacher looking over their shoulder. And finally, the Sage Hero platform delivers detailed analytics and an easy-to-use dashboard. This helps managers see where their team's performing well and maybe where they need a little bit of extra help. As you can see, our platform changes the story on how technical training gets done. Did you know poor training is one of the leading causes of employee disengagement today? It's a staggering 70%. Also, employee retention is at an all-time low. These two problems combined lead to over $48 billion in lost revenue by enterprise companies. However, with Sage Hero, employees are more engaged, more efficient, and more likely satisfied in their job because they've been properly trained. And the companies that employ them, they save time, money, and reduce costs and mistakes. Enterprise companies today are spending more than $5,000 per employee on technical training. And right now, the training industry is going to spend more than $10 billion by the end of 2016 on training alone. For our own customers, they can grab one of our pre-existing technology courses and mirror their own live environment to it, or build a custom course from scratch. Either way, we build them based off how many active users they have each and every month. Speaking of customers, I'm excited to announce today that Rackspace, the #1 managed cloud company, has a paid pilot with Sage Hero. And we're also getting great feedback from other beta testers. One manager said that Sage Hero is like a flight simulator for its engineers to learn new and updated technologies in an immersive environment as the company grows. And speaking of growth, we see our platform turn into a marketplace where there are hundreds of customized courses available to use, all built with our Lab Studio and powered with our virtual trainer. And our team, it has the training and engineering passion to be successful. Our CEO, Sami Fadil, has both an engineering and research master's degree in computer science. And he's also been in the IT training sector as an entrepreneur for well over a decade. As for myself, I handle sales and marketing. I've worked in those specialties along with training for over 20 years combined. Plus, I have first-hand experience in this industry space with previous startups. Our story is happening at every enterprise company out there. But now, there's a happy ending we can all get excited about. If you want to help us change the story on how technical training gets done today, come talk to us. We'll be the team wearing the Jack and Dine t-shirts. We are Sage Hero.
Rocket. Good afternoon. My name is Eric Cooney, and I'm an investor and advisor for Haste, the last company here this afternoon. For the past 12 years, I've been a public company CEO for 2 companies in the technology TMT sector, first Hamburg Television and second Internap. And across those companies, we delivered or created about $2 billion in incremental value. And it's my experience creating that value or being part of teams to create that value that really attracted me to my friends at Haste. There are really 3 things that I look for in terms of the investment decisions that I make. First of all, it's a large and growing market opportunity. Second is a company with a compelling technology-based competitive differentiation. And third is, of course, the leadership team, a team with the vision and the capability to execute on the opportunity. And without further ado, let's take a little closer look at my new friends at Haste.
Oh, he's gonna go down. This is so close. Dawn are on the retreat. Ladies and gentlemen, SJC have done it.
Wow. Amazing, right? An arena full of cheering fans watching people play video games. If you didn't recognize that, it's called esports, and it's taking over the world. Championship matches have drawn larger audiences than the World Series and the NBA Finals. In 2015, total viewership hit 188 million. But there's a huge problem. It's the internet. The internet was simply not designed for real time. Now, you've experienced this as maybe Netflix buffering or a garbled video chat. Gamers experience this as online video game lag. In fact, poor network performance is the #1 complaint among players because it reduces their competitiveness in the game. I'm Adam Toll, CEO of Haste, and today I am excited to announce the launch of the world's first real-time content distribution platform for esports. Here's how it works. So today, a player's connection to the game server uses the internet's basic default routing. So chances are the path that connection takes is not the best that it could be. And if that connection encounters any kind of congestion along the way, the player's performance in the game takes a big hit. Literally, in esports, if you lag, you lose. But when a player uses Haste, their game traffic is handled end-to-end on our dedicated fast lane. Haste is proprietary network software running on our custom infrastructure. And that means we will always know the best routes between the player and the server. And Haste connections are dynamic, which means we can instantly route around trouble with zero disruption to gameplay. For $10 a month, Haste gives the player both a competitive edge in the game and a defensive shield against problems on the internet every time they play. Our team of employees and advisors and investors are uniquely positioned for success. Why? Because we are founders with a proven track record at the intersection of technology and media. Because we're the people who invented the commercial ISP business and a great team of engineers. Because we are current and former CEOs of major internet infrastructure companies, and because we are esports game designers, players, and fans. Our engineers are in the final stages of standing up our network with the software that brings it to life. We'll be in alpha this quarter, with launch coming this summer. For launch, we start by marketing directly to the gamers, including through sponsorships of pro players, streamers, teams, tournaments, and leagues, while partnerships with ISPs and game companies and others will help accelerate customer acquisition. Looking a little further down our roadmap, Haste will also be able to prevent DDoS attacks, another major problem in esports competition. And beyond esports, Haste will be able to optimize other live experiences like networked virtual reality, live streaming, video chat applications, and much more. Now, I said earlier that the internet was the problem, and I want to be clear. Of course, we love the internet. But with design roots dating back 50 years, it's showing its age. At Haste, our mission is to evolve the network, to provide a superior platform for live experiences. Simply put, to build a better internet. Thank you.
Around these little high top tables that you'll see with little table tents with the company's names on those. For those of you with badges, we invite you to come for the next hour or so, mingle with the teams, get to know them a little bit, hear a little bit more about their businesses, and see a demo of their product if you're interested in that. For everybody else, the San Antonio Startup Week Community Party is starting in the lobby of the theater right now. We got free beer and wine, t-shirts, a live DJ, and some appetizers. So enjoy the evening. Thank you very much for coming. We'll see you next year.
Hi, my name is John Ingates. I'm the CTO at Rackspace, and I want to thank you for joining us today at Techstars Cloud Demo Day. This is the first time Demo Day has been live streamed, and we're proud at Rackspace to be sponsoring this so that you can all join us. The companies that you're going to be hearing from today at Techstars Cloud Demo Day are typically small startups. They're just getting started. They're trying to get ready for the next wave of their growth, and they're trying to build all the new capabilities and features into their product they can. At the same time, they're trying to get the platforms ready, the infrastructure ready for that day where they experience tremendous growth. The complicated part is that many of these companies don't have all the experience or the expertise to do that. That's what Rackspace does best. That's what we've been doing for 16 years as a company. We've been working with startups ever since we were a startup way back in 1998. Rackspace today is supporting infrastructure in a number of different ways. We support our own infrastructure here at Rackspace, but we also extend our fanatical support into Amazon Web Services and Microsoft Azure so that customers can use whatever infrastructure makes sense for their business. Rackspace is very excited to be a part of this today. I'm personally very excited to be a part of Techstars Cloud. I'm an investor and a mentor to many of these companies, and it makes me happy when I see they're calling Rackspace to use Rackspace fanatical support, because I know that they're getting ready for that scale when it comes. I know they're going to be ready for their big day, and I think that sets them up for success in the long term. So I want to thank you all for joining us today. If you have any questions or you want more information, please check out rackspace.com, and thank you very much.
We'll be right back.